I'm Salona Carlisle, and this is another edition of the Everyday Bliss for the Modern Woman weekly transmissions, created for the woman who is wildly devoted to choosing herself and living her desired life now instead of waiting until later. Welcome to the very first episode of the Everyday Bliss for the Modern Woman weekly transmissions that are designed for the woman who is looking for the way home to a life she feels really good in, no matter what is happening out there, and who knows that discovering the pleasure, the deep satisfaction and fullness, and the embodied wholeness and self-worth that is independent of circumstances just might be the greatest achievement of her entire life. I'm going to show you how to find your highest joy and master the art of fulfillment from the inside out, one step at a time. Because the secret to living your most beautiful life is discovering how to make the journey as delicious as you want the destination to be. So no more merely existing on autopilot on your way to your someday when happily ever after. You get to have a love affair with yourself and your life right now. A woman tapped into her bliss knows that her life is made up of the moments and the days she's living right now. And she knows that who she is being and how she is living now is what is creating her future. My work is informed by both classical tantra and neo-tantra, as well as emotional alchemy, belief repatterning, conscious embodiment, the art of feminine presence, and ancient spiritual techniques, including Taoism and Tantra, to awaken more sensual aliveness and to build the neural pathways to more pleasure and bliss in both your body and your life. The result is that you get to become the source of your experience and the life you desire. The whole purpose of Tantra is to come to realize the truth of our being, to come to know our own divinity, and then to access this directly through the body, and then to own this magnificence that we are. The challenge is then to stay in touch with our essential wholeness and divine perfection in the midst of our daily lives, while being in a body and moving through life on this horizontal plane. It's why we're here. It's to find the sacred within the mundane and the extraordinary within the ordinary. It's to use the density of the grit and our quest for happiness to fuel our spiritual practice and awakening rather than getting lost in it. Otherwise, we risk becoming so consumed by the forward momentum of our perpetual seeking that we become so focused on what we don't have, on what's not working, and on chasing things to compensate for that hole inside, convinced that the next moment is going to be better than this one. But when we believe that there is better than here, we hurry up and miss out on our lives. And we end up feeling as though we're merely going through the motions without the juice, the pleasure, and the aliveness that we're so hungry for. When you release your attachment to life going a certain way, you become a channel for your divine essence to pour through you. And that is the secret to feeling more juicy and alive in your body, more authentically expressed, and more fulfilled in your life. And then being able to really emanate that power in all areas of your life. The most direct path to bliss is to find within you a yes, a deep embodied yes to whatever is happening. Because acceptance has a frequency to it that judgment and resistance do not. And you become everything you have ever wanted by accepting exactly who you are and exactly where you are right now. Life becomes more blissful when you understand that your state of being is up to you, and when you remember that it's not in the circumstances. The greatest inner freedom of all is to consciously choose the qualities you desire to embody. And the more you are able to increase the frequency of your body, your mind, and your heart to the frequency of the love, the magnificence, the bliss, and the divinity that you are and always will be, the easier it will be to exercise that freedom of choice. So instead of being so focused on chasing something out there, start getting busy, falling more deeply in love with your own life, and really becoming that woman who loves herself like never before. Because that is the very first step to lasting transformation. Spend more time tapping into that version of you who is capable of feeling intoxicated by herself and by exactly where she is on her journey, because she trusts in the perfection and the intentional design of every facet of her experience. Your soul's highest path is inevitable, no matter how things may appear in any moment. You are always exactly where you're meant to be, experiencing exactly what you're meant to be experiencing. Wherever you are is where you can do the deepest work of becoming your own source and discovering within yourself that eternal, essential wholeness and freedom that can never be taken away by anyone or anything. This is what I must stand for, because I want you to really love being alive. And that's exactly what my work and these transmissions are devoted to. So welcome, beautiful. I am so delighted you're here tuning in with me. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to learn more and receive my free ecstatic feminine embodiment meditation, go to salonacarlisle.com. I offer a variety of ways into this work, so if you know you want to dive deeper into living more everyday bliss and becoming that woman who is wildly devoted to living her desired life now instead of later, you can also request a free consult at salonacarlisle.com/discover. And together we can find the perfect way into this work for you.